Hey, liberal fruitcakes! Social Security! Let's talk about it! So apparently TikTok got really mad at me for posting about this video. It said it was restricted. I don't understand why, so we're just gonna re-record it. First, a summary of Social Security. It was founded under Franklin D. Roosevelt August 14th, 1935. The purpose was intended to provide security for people who were retired from working. And it was amended multiple times to cover more people, such as disability or survivor benefits. Now, the current Social Security rate is 12.4%. That means you as an employee pay 6.2% and your employer matches it. Or if you're self-employed, you have to pay the entire amount. The cap threshold for benefits is $168,000 a year. So let's look at the average payout. The median household income is $60,000 in America. Using that as a basis, the yearly contribution for 6.2% is $3,720 for a matched total contribution of $7,440. Assuming you work for 40 years and hit retirement age, you will have contributed $297,000. Social Security, from what I can tell, is not remotely like the stock market. So interest gained was really hard to find. But from what I could glean, it was somewhere between 2 and 4%. Now let's say you retire at 67 and live for 18 years. That puts you at 80. With the median, you're going to get paid out somewhere around just over $2,000. It's probably closer to 3. That means over those 18 years, you're going to make over $600,000 in benefits, which is more than you put in, with a terrible ROI or an interest rate, meaning that you're pulling out more than you put in, which is why Social Security needs to be changed. Because Social Security was never intended to be an actual income that you could live off of. It was meant as supplementary. Now, frankly, I think Social Security is kind of stupid. I think you should be responsible for your retirement. I understand the program, but unfortunately, the reality is most of us who pay into it will never see that money in our lifetimes because it's a failing thing. Which is why I have no problem with Elon Musk looking into Social Security and overspending. Because I would like to see some of the money that I put into it. But I'm not going to rely on Social Security. Let's take that total contribution and look at a hypothetical. This is not financial advice. I'm not recommending that you do this because there is great risk in the stock markets. Let's take that contribution of $7,440 and put it into the S&P 500. The average return is right around 10% on that, which means in the exact same amount of time when you hit retirement age, you'd make $3.29 million. That's a far better number than $600,000, of which the government has borrowed from other people to pay you that. Now let's look into the fraudulent claims and your fears of Elon Musk using your Social Security numbers. What is Elon Musk going to do with your Social Security numbers? He's the richest person on the face of the planet. He's going to pull your 401k contributions? The dude's interest makes more than we would make in our lifetimes. So calm yourselves. So the fraudulent claims is that there are people who are getting paid out Social Security that aren't even alive anymore and have been being paid out for years. The internet will say there's no substantial statements for fraud. That's because you're not looking for it. And nobody's been able to look for it. Until now. And let's just put it this way. The acting commissioner just stepped down from Social Security. Now, I'm not saying she did anything wrong. But why would you step down if everything you were doing was right? Stand behind your actions. Stand behind your department. But it's not a good look when people are looking into Social Security and you decide to step down. So this is my opinion. I believe we should get rid of Social Security in its entirety. And you as an individual should be solely responsible for your retirement. I know that's a controversial statement. I think you should have the choice to be able to pay into Social Security if that's what you want to do. But you shouldn't be required to. Just like you don't want the government telling you what to do, I don't want the government telling me how to invest my money. Have a good day!